Why stupid people make more money than you? Why? I'm going to explain to you all reasons why low IQ, just stupid people are right now in this current economy making millions. But you, someone who is actually hardworking, someone who is super ambitious, someone who has all the information available on YouTube, is making less than 100K per month profit consistently, predictably every single month. Okay? If you don't know me, my name is Elites.fi, and I wasn't always this guy who scaled his business from 0 to 2.4 mil in under 1 month. Because to be honest, still a few years ago, I was just actually like you, still trying all these things online. Like for example, I actually started 10 years ago learning about online business, and the main things I was struggling was just like knowing what to do, when to do, and how to do it specifically, step by step. So I'm going to here explain to you what is the main reason and all that stuff. So let's go straight to the point. Number one thing why rich people make more money than you is that they just do it. There's a nice quote, just do it. It's pretty simple. You just need to do it. So if you look at, let's say, Elon Musk, you look at Warren Buffett, they just do it even though they don't actually feel like it. To give some context, if they know what to do, they will immediately do it with speed. They will do it consistently. It doesn't mean you need to do it like just badly, but you just do it. You don't need to be perfect. That's number one, okay? Number two is that you need to do it repeatedly, predictably, and consistently. Because if you are not doing these things predictably every single day, moving things forward year by year, you will just not gain that momentum. So you need to gain that momentum by just doing things that you don't want to do, because business is not always fun in the beginning. But your goal is to make it fun by actually being passionate about what you are doing in your business. So try to look at the business in a way that it's kind of like game, and the game is the business. And just try to make it fun so that you are actually just making it easy for yourself to work. So instead of just making yourself do all BS stuff in the morning before work, like, I don't know, cleaning, cooking, cleaning a room, meditating, journaling, cold showers, doing too much different stuff, visualizations, all that stuff, just make it actually simple and easy for yourself to straight up to do the work. So for example, if you feel like lazy, it's actually good. It means that there is no reason for you to do the work because you don't think it's valuable for you. The goal is not good enough goal, because if you know exactly what to do, you wouldn't procrastinate. Okay? And why rich people are rich is because they have a goal and they know how to get to the goal, and it's easy to execute, and they're doing it daily and they're chunking it to small chunks. For example, if your goal is to make 100K per month profit predictably, sustainably, every single month, focusing on passion, purpose, and having actually like peace, kind of like Zen life of actually feeling fulfilled. And at the same time, having that autonomy of like freedom of doing what you want, when you want, and how you want, you need to just make the business in a way that there's like strong foundation. You know? Like how? You think like how? Number one thing, instead of like selling more than 3 products, just keep it simple. Like sell one product. Number one. Number two, sell one product to one person. Who is the ideal person who you want to serve? Okay, to give some context how I use this. So when I quit my almost 6-figure position at Salesforce. Okay? By the way, Salesforce is this company where I was selling software to governments, okay? And to big enterprises. So to give you some context, I quit the job, and after that I was like, what should I do? And I stumbled upon this educating model of kind of like selling information, but not selling courses, because I don't want to be that guy who sells courses. I don't believe in courses. I think courses are actually the worst business model to get into. So most of these gurus, they actually became rich with courses. And I think that's not the best way to become rich from this year on, okay? I think the best way to become rich is having maximum leverage and using your skills, talents, and passions and people's problems combined into creating one type of product, kind of like educational product, that's not course. Because everyone can just copy paste your course. There is no moat, meaning moat means in business there is different type of moats. For example, Amazon. The Amazon's moat in the business model is that they have the lowest prices. No one can charge so cheap as Amazon. Okay? Number two, they have the biggest section and variety. They have all the products available. Not everyone can do that with cheapest prices. Okay? And number three is that they obsess about customer and they do whatever is best for the customer. That's moat. So when you're thinking about like educating business, becoming an educator, how do you actually create the moat? The best moat you can create is number one, being the best in this field of being the best educator. Okay? How do you become that? You put in the hours. You are passionate about what you're doing. Number one thing is passion. If you're not passionate about it, it's very hard to do it every single day, daily, consistently, and do it efficiently by actually focusing when you're mastering your craft. So number one mode is being the best in the field. Okay? Being the best educator. Number two, the number two mode is actually creating the best reputation and brand for your educating business. By being this creator who is expert, who is just like, he knows his stuff so well that no one can question him. So for example, I don't believe nowadays it matters to have like crazy logos. Logos doesn't matter. It's all about you. Are you good at your craft? Okay? For example, if you ask me, Elias, where should I focus on in the business? I'm like 99.9% is the product and 0.1% of marketing and sales and all these tactics. Because if everyone knows you have the best product in the market, and they know it, because the friends, like for example, you start a business, right? One person bought your product, one person, and he's so happy that he gives you three clients, because of that one client. These three clients tell more to three people. It's 1 to 3 to 9. 9 tell again to three people. It's 27, and it compounds. It goes like this. So if you look at, let's say, Tesla car company, why they scaled is not because of marketing. They don't have marketing. They don't have like huge sales team. But what they do have is they have the best cars, best electric cars on the market for masses. Okay? So instead of focusing on marketing and sales, they focus that cash into making the cars better, faster, and just they basically obsess about the customer, and they think what's best for a customer on a long time horizon. And they know if they just focus on sales and marketing, number one, the opportunity cost of using that money into marketing instead of product, kind of like it, in long time horizon, the product doesn't get as good as it could be. Okay? So you're thinking, Elias, how Tesla, how all these things are related to your business, your educating business. And to be honest, it's actually super relatable. It's like if you just sell some cheap course like these gurus for $9.97, $9.99, all these. If you look at like right now all this industry, it first started with selling like 97 courses, okay? Then it was 1.5K and 199, 197, and then it was 997, and now these gurus are switching to new model of charging like 999 by appearing non-salesy, okay? Appearing non-salesy. It's pretty funny that they really think that because of the things they did in the past, they don't have any consequences, okay? So the main lesson, what you need to know is why they are rich is, number one, yes, they actually sold courses. But number two thing, they will not be super rich long term because of one thing, brand and reputation, okay? Brand and reputation. If you look at if you ask their customers, on average, are you happy with your purchase with this person, with this guru? I would say 99% would say no, absolutely not, and they are pissed off. Why do you think they don't have public community? Why do you think that they don't have? Why? Because they know it will not work, because there's so much haters, it will ruin the whole company, because there's so much bad reviews, so much angry customers, so much haters. Okay? So that's a big thing. And I think what you can apply from this is learn from their mistakes, you know, same way as I do. I learn from their mistakes. I'm like, I don't want to go that route. I don't want to sell courses. I don't want to like use sales tactics like 997. I want to do things like right, ethically, morally, and legally. So that same thing that happened to them will never happen to me. I don't want to be associated with these people, to be honest. But it's very hard in this information / education industry. It's like, it's hard to be different. If you sell any type of information, you're usually assumed as being this, how did they call it? Snake oil salesman of selling courses. So for example, I was in San Francisco in this one workshop, and I asked them, what do they think about these people who started this one company, this software company? And they were actually haters. They said they basically said like, these people are scammers. I'm like, okay, why? And he's like, if you look at these people's reviews, and if you look at their background, they all sold these scammy courses, and only 1% got results. Okay, and I was like, interesting. Then I asked like, why? Why do you like? Why do you like? And they say it's like they act like they are the best when they're actually not, and it just pissed him off. And we're like, okay, interesting. So that's the same reason why I'm very careful of choosing what tools I'm using in my company to not be kind of like associated with these people. You know what I mean? It's like I have my own brand, I have my own reputation, so I'm very careful how I structured my business. And people think like, Elias, like, are you kind of like procrastinator? Like, why you are so careful? Like, you shouldn't be careful. I'm like, I think you should. Like, I wouldn't go on podcast with someone who has very bad reputation, because it's like, if you hang out with this guy, people associate you with this guy. Okay, number one. Number two, I don't want to work with specific people, because then people think that I work with these people, like I'm one of these people. So this is what I learned too. But the main thing, to go back to the point of like why these people are rich and when you are not, is they have leverage. Yes, they have leverage. They focus on media, they focus on making good content, they just focus on people's wants. They just focus on people's wants, not what they need. But I really feel it's going to be a pendulum swing from these marketers who just focused on wants to their needs. So all these previous people who sold bad products, they're going to be eliminated from this market. They're not going to be, they're not going to be running their business in the future because their reputation was just so bad and it just doesn't work anymore. So they will have to move to something that doesn't involve their reputation. Okay? So they will move to investing, they will move to finance probably. Okay? But in summary, let's summarize this. So number one thing, focus on leverage. Focus on creating media, creating content. If you don't want to show your face, fine. Find someone who you like, and create content for him or her and learn editing, but natural, authentic, kind of like transparent vibe editing. For example, I don't have editing in my videos. Why? Because number one, I want these videos to be kind of like me talking directly to you. Like it's like me and you one-on-one. Number two, I don't want to sound like a robot. Number three, it takes time. Number four, I just want something natural, something like, organic. I want these videos to be organic, authentic, transparent, and just like to create more trust with you guys, with the audience, with business owners who are tired of watching these over-edited Mr. Beast-like videos, who want to just listen to real people who don't need to cut things out because they don't need to hide anything. I think this is the future of this media industry. It's just be yourself. And you think like, why be yourself? I think if you're just yourself and you just tell things how they are, you basically communicate straight, like this is how these things are. And instead of just telling how, for example, like what people do different is like, there's like two things. Some people tell what you want to hear, and some people tell what you need to hear. I believe these people who tell you like what you want to hear are not going to succeed long term, because you know that they're lying. You know that they're lying. And if someone who is hated a lot, who is just telling like straight up facts and it pisses you off, that usually means that they're telling you something that you don't want to accept. So for example, generally I think it's like, I'm very polarizing because I have always been this person of like just using logic. I'm like, this is how things are. If you will not use, for example, media in your business and you are over editing your videos, I don't think you will maximize your efficiency in long term to scale your own business. I really think so. So many people will think like, no, it's bullshit. You shouldn't like focus on creating content. You should just focus on one thing, which is just only business and just closing sales, hardcore sales, and just do all in sales and marketing. I don't think it works that way. I really think the best way to succeed with businesses is number one, obsessing about customer, like having the best product. Number two, creating trust with your customer, with your team, with all the vendors. And number three, just being transparent, just being like, this is how things are. Like, for example, if you are right now not doing 10K per month, don't be ashamed of it. Just like actually be like, yeah, we are having like shit month. So just be like that. Okay? Just say how things are. Like, you don't need to like really worry about it and hide it like people will judge you. People will always judge you. But if you don't care, you don't, how to say this? You don't care and you don't put so much energy into overthinking about like, oh, these things. It's going to be fine and it's going to be good. It's going to be so good that people are like, okay, like he doesn't need to put on this kind of like facade or act, and he's just being himself, like being his authentic, real self in a way that he just tells how things are. And that's what people nowadays like and love. So why do you think people, for example, like Jesus? Why do you think people like Jesus? People like Jesus because let's call it prophet or architect or whatever you call it. Let's keep this like non-political. Okay. So reason why people liked that person was because he was just himself, and some people didn't like him because he was too much like himself. He was too much like himself. He was so authentic that some people didn't like him. And that's why what happened. That's what happened to him, is like some people didn't like him. Pretty sad, very sad. Yeah, so if we again reframe this, go back to the main point, it's like, for example, yes, I'm kind of like all over the place with these videos, but it doesn't matter. It's me. I don't need to use here like some crazy script like many of these YouTubers use, or many of these creators use, or business owners are asking for the agency of like, yeah, write me a script. That's not the key. That's not the key in YouTube. In YouTube, the number one thing that you should focus on is just being really you. Just tell how things are. Just actually give good value for people so that people actually like you, trust you, and just accept that you are the authority, because you are. You are authority. So instead of trying to appear like authority, just be authority. So you don't need to act like authority, just be. I am authority. I am credible. So that's how it should be. So all these people who act, who try to be, you can see from their energy if they are or if they're not. Okay? That's one of the main things that you need to understand. It's like people who don't focus on being the best will be known that they are not the best. And people who obsess over their craft or just being good at the thing is going to make them the best, because they are good at the thing. They're good at the craft. They're good at educating. Okay? They're good at educating with their experience, with their information that they have synthesized and refined, analyzed, and actually done what they are educating you on. They have actually done. So for example, if you look at industries of these so-called educators, they haven't done something and they're still teaching you that. it sometimes makes me kind of like pissed off. It's like they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't done it. They haven't put in the hours. They just don't. They just don't get it. So to give you some again example is like I have this one. I feel like I have ADHD because logically, I think it makes sense that they have kind of like ADHD. But these doctors are saying we need to treat you and we need to analyze you for like 1 year. For 1 year to do tests. I'm like, how dumb you need to be? How dumb you need to actually be so stupid to do tests for 1 year when it's common sense, but it's not even the doctor's fault. It's not the doctor's fault. It's actually the industry's fault because they have these specific rules, and then because the industry has rules, regulations, and all this stuff, it means that hospitals need to have these rules and follow these rules and process, and then they need to teach the same thing to doctors, and doctors are listening to that, right? And then education system is teaching doctors how things are, and for them to get the job is that they need to be like robots and listen how the processes are. Okay? So what you can take from this is just realize that these people who you think know their stuff actually not always don't. Always question everything. Always ask yourself, are these people right? Why they are right? Reason from first principles. Okay. So you go to doctor appointment and doctor says to you, I don't think. So let's give you like very common example. So school education system teaches you that you need to study to become a business owner or entrepreneur or creator. Okay? Ask yourself why. Why do you need to study for 15 years? Like high school, university, get a like bachelor's degree, like master's degree, PhD, MBA to become business owner. Why? I don't think they even say that, but some people believe in that. Some people genuinely still believe in this current economy that you need to study business to be business owner. Some people still believe that you study business in the university from professor who hasn't done business to run business. Ask yourself, you are studying business from educator who hasn't run successful business. Let's again repeat this. Let's again just I really need to drill this to your head, that you need to understand that some people still believe that you need to learn in university about business, how to run a business, when they haven't done it. Like, comment below, do you think this is like dumb? Because I have never seen just so low realism people just thinking with only solely with feelings, that because I feel like they are right because everyone believes they're right. Are you like sheep? Like, are you sheep? I don't think you are. See, some people will get offended by me even using the word sheep, because usually sheeps are like that. So I don't want you to be sheep, and I want you to actually kind of be pissed off in a way that like people are wrong and people brainwash you to be wrong too because they think they're right, but they're not right. Okay? Just think for yourself critically from first principles of like, for you to make, let's say, 100K per month profit, do you need university degree? No. Why? Is there people making 100K per month profit without university degree? Yes. Okay? For example, me. I scale my business. I don't say this to brag. I don't want to be this like, I don't say this to brag. I'm telling you this like to give you like case study of like example of like, I scaled my, not first, my like 15th business from scratch to 2.4, almost 2.5, but let's say 2.4 million run rate in under 28 days. And with around 90 to 95% profit margins. Pretty crazy, right? And how it happened is that, number one, I didn't go to university. I went and I dropped out. Okay? I went to the university, I dropped out. Number two, I mastered the art of being kind of like business creator and educator. I mastered the art of educating so that I can get clients. For you to get clients in this economy, yes, you need to be good at sales, but the sales is not like it used to be back in the day. The sales nowadays is being creator, being educator, being actually educator slash creator, business owner. So what it means is that you actually need to be just so good educator that you actually know what you're talking about. You need to have results to show for it. Actually, you need to actually know exactly what you're talking about. And you can't be biased because you have always been this way of like, oh, I need to go to university and then I need to get a job. It's fine that you have already studied a few years in the university. It's fine that you have studied a few years in high school. It's fine that you have worked 9 to 5 for this time. It's fine that you have done something for some time and then change your behavior even though you have done it. That's called sunk cost fallacy. It's like, oh, I have already studied in uni or in high school for a few years. I can't right now quit it. It's BS. You need to break this habit of I can't do this because I've already done this for so long time and I have already like few months left to finish this. You shouldn't think that way. You shouldn't. It doesn't make logical sense. For example, one of the people in this business space, he was running business, making 4 million profit per year. Actually even more. I think even probably like 6 mil per year profit. And he decided to, he had basically two businesses. He had like one company, education business, and then he had like second business also. And he basically decided to shut down the business that was making 5 million profit, around 5 million profit, to basically focus on one specific education business model. Think about it. You're making 5 mil profit. Okay? And this business is not making 5 million profit. This business is making like probably like 300K per year profit. This was like 5 mil, 300K per year, right? He shut down this business to go all in into the business. And why he did it? Because it's like, because like this one specific principle. It's like, it doesn't matter that you have worked on this business for 10 years if this opportunity is just much bigger, much more long-term, much more profitable long-term. You need to think that like your time is capital. Your time is capital. You need to allocate your time as kind of like money resource. As a money resource. So this money here is resource. It's resource in time. So for example, you think, okay, my hourly rate is like 10K for 1 hour right now. Okay? So I shouldn't run this current business model I'm running right now because it's not 10K per hour business model. I shouldn't be in university learning this one topic because it's not going to be in long term in the future 10K per hour opportunity. It's not going to be. And that's the same reason why it was so hard for me to just quit university. It was so hard. I was so invested. I'm like, I'm going to become an investment banker in finance in Goldman Sachs. And I realized like, no, I need to actually think more long term. What's the bigger vision? I want to be educating educators. Okay? I dropped out from university so that I can basically start doing something that's more long-term, something more sustainable, something more actually predictable and safe for my own future. Because nowadays, university degrees are just there's like so much inflation with degrees that they're becoming less valuable year by year. Think about it. If you look at the real data, university degrees are just going year by year lower. And reason for that is because there's so many people who are just going through the process of just like learning university stuff about something like philosophy, and because they're learning something that's like not so profitable for them in the future, I don't want to come across like this guy who just shits on university because I actually love university. I really do. I think there's some classes that are super smart. And for example, like I'm actually going to get MBA. I really do. But it needs to be some institution, some specific institution that's basically knows exactly what I talk about, and it solves specific problem for me that I'm having that I need it. So when you're thinking about doing something, always ask yourself, what is the one problem I'm trying to solve here? Like, what I'm trying to solve? Am I trying to solve being poor? Okay, probably it's starting right now, just creating content for others because you don't want to show your face. Okay, what if you want to show your face? It's probably creating content for creator with your own face. Okay, what's after that? It's creating content with your face and promoting brand. That's right now. Okay, what if you have already skills and you're good at educating a topic and you have something that you can actually help people with your passion, with your purpose, and you can actually make profit. What is it? Then it's educating. It's becoming educator, doing educating others what you have learned. So there's 3 stages. It's like number 1, being creator without face. Number 2, being creator with face for someone who has done it. And number 3 is just being this full stack, kind of like elite educator creator. And what it means is he or she or them are basically teaching, educating you on something that you have done. Okay? So we should approach this in a way that what stage you are in. You don't have skills, you don't have any experience, you don't have any, basically something you can give right now. Learn just editing. Just learn creating content, branding, that type of skills, creating. Learn creating. Being consistent with it. Number 2, get confidence. Number 2 is become a creator, creating content with your own face for someone who has done it. Okay? And number 3 is just create content, and then you can later, once you have done something, achieved something, educate on what you have learned, what you have done, about your real experience. Talk about your successes. Okay? So this is the educating business model that I believe is the number one way for absolute beginners, absolute aspiring business owners and creators to succeed in this current economy, no matter of the AI, no matter of all these things. Don't worry about it. Just focus on mastering these three things. Mini creator, elite creator, and then educator educating. Okay? No face, 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 and own thing. Okay? I think this is right now the fastest way for you to do the exact same thing what I did, how I scaled my company from 0 to 2.44 mil. I don't know how to say in English, 2.480. So 2,480,000 a year with 92.5 profit margins in under 28 days. This is the best way how I have found through so much of experience of just having so much headache after 10 years trying over 30 business models. I tried trading, I tried cryptos, I tried stocks, I tried agency models, I basically tried all these different business models. I was in sales, I was doing remote closing, I was doing remote sales, I was doing high ticket sales. And I have done every single business model. I tried e-commerce, I tried dropshipping, I tried every single thing. But the main thing that actually worked for me the best was actually just mastering the skill of educating through this process of learning editing for someone else, creating content with my face. Okay? And number 3 was becoming full stack elite educator, just teaching something what I have done because I was good at that one thing. Okay? And it didn't happen in 28 days in total because it took me 10 years. I don't need to lie to you like these gurus lie oh, I scaled from 0 to 28 days to 2.480 because it's actually took 10 years. I have been in the so-called trenches for 10 years just trying every single business and investment model for focus on active income. Don't focus on passive income. Forget the real estate. Forget all these passive income models. Focus on active income. What's the best way to make active income? It's by becoming creator, becoming this educator if you're at that stage. So there's 2 stages. It's creator stage and educator stage. These are the best business models since this year. I really believe so. I don't think AI is going to replace them in next 15 years or so, or even long term, because it's so high leverage skill. It's better than just building personal brand. It's really better than that because you're learning that too. It's personal branding is here, but above personal branding, it's just being this full stack elite educator, creator, business owner. That's the best way to be. That all these gurus are right now not talking about yet, but I really do. They are basically right now analyzing what's the business model to focus on. I really do that this is the best business model. I really do. And maybe I sound too hyped about it, but the reason for that is because I have genuinely being just so desperate to make money. It's that I sacrificed so much. I have lost 6 figures so many times. I'm thinking about it was 3 or 5 times. With stocks, I lost 130 grand. With cryptos, 185 grand. With business models, actually 300 grand. I have spent in different courses, different mastermind, different consultants, just all of this information over 300K. I have actually spent even more than that. I'm just thinking how much, but it's so much. And that's why I know exactly what I'm talking about. I scaled Elites.fi company from 0 to 1.2 mil with 95 or even more, with 90% profit margins in 28 days. Okay? Because I basically was doing some BS work and then I went all in. This was I was actually pissed off. I need to actually make money right now. So I just started basically just onboarding clients because, for example, like I got one guy came from YouTube. He just booked a call with YouTube with me. In the first call, I closed him for 3K, painful. Done. Done. That was my first call from YouTube. Inbound. Came to me. 3K, done. One call. I still had a recording. The guy from Germany. I really like that guy. The call was like very good. And then, for example, there's like so much of these examples, stories, and like which one should I tell you to not distract you? Because like I could tell you like ramble, but it's like I don't really believe it will serve you of me just rambling. And I think best way for me to educate you on exactly how to succeed in this current economy is just pausing a little bit, reflecting and thinking before I say something. Okay? Because I don't want to cut this video. I don't want to just say something to distract you. I just want to say you real good educating information for you to know exactly what you should do in this age of AI, in this next stage of AGI. I really do. And to summarize this, the reason why people are millionaires and you are not is because they are going to focus on the highest leverage activities. They're pricing their hour very high, and they're focusing right now on being business owner creators, creator business owners, meaning that they know exactly how to make content for a business. They know how to do it, or business owner. And they understand personal branding too. They understand also how to just like scale the business owner with content without face, and then after that with face, with their own face. They're good at communicating on the camera, even though they don't feel like it, even though they're like exactly like me, who started with very bad English, who started being so shy on camera that he procrastinated for 7 years or 8 years to make his first public YouTube video, because it was just so embarrassing. Like if you if you like look at my history, it's like I wasn't shy at 9 years old or 8 years old, 7 years old. But at some point I got so bullied that I didn't want to film public videos to YouTube because I was so afraid and, to be honest, scared about like people judging me. I'm like, these people in my like old home country, Finland, they're so judgeful that they will laugh at me. That was like my mindset when I started. I was like so embarrassed and just so anxious and so hard to post video in English to YouTube because people just judge you on speaking bad English. People judge you on like, oh, you're trying to act this way because you're just being different than them, and they are just super insecure, and that's why they can't do what you want to do. So you should forget everyone's opinions about showing your face, talking in English, making content, because it's fine to fail. Don't worry about it. Forget all these haters. It's like if someone laughs at you that you're making content, it's just a reflection of their own insecurity. So don't like be scared of making content. Accept it. Just like, how to say it? Face on, like, how to say this? You should have face off. What's a good term of like, Just accept the criticism, accept negative comments, and just know that these people are just basically insecure, and that's why they can do what you are doing. So start making content without face first, okay? Without your face first. For example, you can edit for someone. You can repurpose for someone. You can create content for someone. That's number one. Number two, just when you're ready, start making content with your own face. Become this creator of making content with your own face for some business owner. I really do that this is the best business model, and I really do think that some people are going to watch this video, and just some gurus are going to watch this video and going to apply exact strategy that I'm right now doing. Because it's very easy to just copy paste someone who has been in the trenches for years, just researching, just analyzing, just like making mistakes, and he finally came up with this new idea. Kind of like if you look at like Einstein. People copy paste Einstein and don't give him credit. So I don't want people to steal this idea, to be honest. But I really do that the best idea is first create content without face. Number 2, create content with your face for business owner. And number 3, become this educator, educating with your own face, with your own thing, when you're ready, when you have the experience, when you have skills. And that's why what I'm right now doing is number 1, I basically help people become educators. And how it happens is that I help beginners to, number 1, first, just like understand content creation, for them to start creating without face. Then with face, okay? And then basically becoming educator and scale their business. So if you're thinking, Elias, who are you helping right now? To be specific, I help business owners, and I have also content creators, all different forms of creators, just scale their income with business. Okay? That's number 1 way for educating this economy. I really do. Like, I really look at my I really analyze and reflect a lot with like, what's my history, what's my background, what's my track record of like helping like hundreds of people of literally like make income. It's like nowadays, like even saying this term is like nowadays pretty guru-like, making income online. It's like I basically have helped countless of everyday people, business owners, sales reps to make income online. And that's why I really believe that like I really love helping business owners. I really love helping creators because I think these people have a lot of leverage because they are creators. They are creators and they are educators. They have a lot of influence to help people. And I think if I'm helping people who are kind of like, who have media kind of like control in a way that they are helping other people, it's like, it serves my own purpose because I'm helping these people. So to summarize this, I help aspiring business owners, I help beginner business owners, and I help business owners already making 10K per month, 30K per month, and even 100K per month, and even 200K per month, using the same strategies I have learned for me to scale to 2.4 mil. Okay? That's the number 1 thing what I'm right now focusing on. But at the same time, I really believe business owners and creators are the exact same thing. So I want to call it creators. I really do. But people don't understand that, like, when I say creators, people don't understand what I mean by creator. So I really do focus on creators, but I call them business owners because the creators are business owners and business owners are creators. So it's like I help creators to scale to 100K per month profits and even 200K per month profits consistently, sustainably, predictably, focusing on passion, purpose, and having peace with as little products as possible with a very small team. Like, for example, like I have scaled with 2-person team to 2.480 a year run rate. That's how I did it. So you don't need more, you need less, you need focus, you need simplicity. And if you think this video was good, actually comment below. I'm going to read out all the comments that you have here and then subscribe and just like actually genuinely just give me like content ideas of the things that you are now struggling, because I will basically read your comment and I will take it into account so that I can make video about your problem. I want to help you by creating content about your comment. I really do. I want to create actually community with you guys. I'm very right now community centric of focusing on helping people by building a community, and at the same time actually focus on media too, because if I focus on these things, I will help you a lot. So yeah, subscribe, comment below what you're struggling with, where do you need help, and yeah, see you next one.